So he has told her that there is a problem. She has responded through her emissaries. I can't do anything about it. I understand that it's bad, and I'm really sorry that it's happening. But if I do something, perhaps I'll die. Mordecai's response to her is classic. He first comes back, and he pretty much tells her, we're in this thing together. I know you might not think you are. I know you think because you're queen, not that you've forgotten who you are, but you might think that you're somehow protected, that you're insulated, because now you live in the palace. And God has taken all of us to a position of power and a position of influence. And for all of us, God, in some parts of our life, has moved us to a place that it has given us the facade that somehow we're not connected to things that we really are connected with. So first what he does is disabuse her of her assumption. He tells her, you might think you're going to make it out of this okay, but if you don't do anything, you will die in this, but our people will survive. In this very powerful way, he's speaking faith. He says, we will be delivered. There will be a deliverance, whether it's by your hand or whether it's by somebody else. The Bible says, Jesus said, I'll make the rocks will cry out. That there is a power that God can use who he wants to. He'll raise somebody up. First, he disabuses her of her assumption. Then he expresses faith that God is going to do something and deliver. But then he says something very powerful. It is a question it is a statement that is masquerading as a question. It is a question which is testing an assumption. It is a question which really goes beyond just understanding position and power. This goes beyond understanding about Esther and the Persians. One need not even have heard of Esther before to really grasp this question. It is a question that Mordecai asked to Esther in that time, but it is a question that God is asking all of us now, some 3,000 years later. He says, but who knows? Ah, my God. Who knows that all of this happened, that everything transpired, that all of these events lined up for such a time as this? Who knows but that you came to the kingdom for such a time as this? I know, Esther, you thought it was because you were beautiful. And I know you thought that all of this happened because of your good works. And I know you thought, can I bring it to 2018, y'all? I know you thought because you got great degrees and you have charisma and you're smart and you're gifted and people like you and you're cute and you got a lot of followers on social media. I know you thought that's the reason why you got that position, and that's the reason why you're doing well, and that's the reason why your bank account is flourishing. But can I tell you something, Esther? Can I tell you something, my friend, now in 2018? It is perhaps all of it happened because God was doing something. And so what we have is this sense that Mordecai is really not talking about Esther. He's not even talking about the guy who has this evil plot to destroy his people. He is not even talking about the plot that is being hatched to destroy the people. What Mordecai is talking about, in one word, if I could sum up the entire book of Esther, is timing. And what he says to Esther is, do you know the importance of timing? Do you understand that this is your season? This was not done by accident. This was not done by coincidence. This was not serendipity that allowed you to end up in this place. It was the hand of God that was orchestrating and allowing and appointing and affirming for this thing to happen for such a time as this. And the question becomes, what are you going to do?